The ocean is a big, mysterious place. You'd think we'd know a lot about it by now, but no. Turns out, we've explored less than 5% of it. The rest? A giant, watery, do not enter sign. And honestly, after seeing what lives down there, maybe we should keep it that way. You've probably heard of the deep ocean, but it's hard to grasp just how vast and unknowable it really is. We're talking about a place where the pressure is so intense it could crush a submarine like a soda can, and the temperature is just above freezing. It's dark. It's silent. It's a little creepy. And still, life thrives there. Strange, bizarre, and often unrecognizable life. Let's dive in and meet a few of these ocean weirdos, shall we? Take the anglerfish, for example. This is a fish that decided it's not scary enough to have a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. It also carries a glowing, snack light on its head to lure in prey. It's like if a horror movie villain opened a food truck. The anglerfish is a master of deception, using its bioluminescent lure to attract unsuspecting creatures. But here's the kicker. Once that prey gets close enough, it's not just a mouthful of teeth, but a whole lot of nope. It's like the fish has an entire horror movie plot built into its biology. Then there's the barrel-eye fish. Now, if the anglerfish is the villain in this underwater horror story, the barrel-eye fish is definitely the weird, yet lovable sidekick. Imagine a fish that's completely transparent. You can see its brain and its internal organs like you're looking at a fish through a magnifying glass. Its head is literally see-through. You can see its brain. Imagine having a bad idea and everyone watching it happen in real time. The barrel eye has adapted this transparent body to avoid predators and help it see what's coming from above, and it might just be the weirdest thing swimming around down there. Talk about a fish who doesn't know what privacy is. But it's not all horror show down there. Some creatures are just downright weird and wonderful. Take the giant squid. It's a creature so elusive, it makes Bigfoot look like a social butterfly. For years, the giant squid was a sea monster of legend, with sailors spinning tales about giant tentacles reaching up from the depths. Now we know it's real, but still elusive. With eyes the size of dinner plates and arms that could wrap around a bus, it's the kind of animal that sailors used to tell spooky campfire stories about. Only now, it's real. And it's got some serious reach. These creatures are deep-sea ninjas, rarely seen but always lurking, waiting for their chance to make you think twice about every ocean-themed horror movie you've ever seen. And then there's the vampire squid. Sounds terrifying, right? But here's the twist. It doesn't suck blood. It just hangs out eating marine snow, which is a fancy way of saying ocean crumbs. Imagine being named after Dracula and living off leftovers. Tough break. The vampire squid may look like something straight out of a gothic novel, with its dark, red cloak-like body and glowing eyes, but it's not out to get you. Instead, it's just living its best life in the dark, feeding off the tiny particles of organic matter that slowly drift down from the surface. It's like the ocean's version of a dumpster diver. But hey, someone has to clean up the mess, right? Of course, living in the deep ocean isn't easy. There's no sunlight, the water pressure is so intense it could crush a car, and food is harder to find than good Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere. It's a tough life down there, but don't tell that to the creatures who've made the abyss their home. These animals have adapted in some seriously wild ways. The fangtooth fish, for example, has teeth so big it can't even close its mouth properly. It's like a fish that went all in on the grill look without ever realizing the drawback of being unable to shut its mouth. Talk about committing to your look. And let's not forget the goblin shark. You know the goblin shark, right? It's that creepy, long-nosed shark with a mouth that extends to catch prey. Imagine a shark that can literally throw its jaws at you. It's like the ocean decided, let's give sharks superpowers. Creepy? Absolutely. Necessary? Well, it works for the goblin shark. And if you think the ocean floor is boring, think again. Around hydrothermal vents, basically underwater geysers that spew boiling water, life is thriving in some of the most extreme conditions imaginable. We're talking about tube worms, shrimp, and clams that don't rely on sunlight to survive. They use chemosynthesis, which is like photosynthesis, but with chemicals instead of sunlight. Imagine living in what amounts to an underwater volcano hell and still managing to thrive. No sunlight, no problem. These critters are the ultimate survivors, adapting to life in the most extreme and hostile environment we've ever discovered. If there's ever an apocalypse, I'm pretty sure these guys will be the last ones standing. But the granddaddy of all ocean mysteries is the Mariana Trench. This is the deepest place on Earth, so deep, if you dropped Mount Everest in it, the peak would still be underwater. It's almost hard to comprehend the scale of it. But it's down here, in the blackest depths of the ocean, where the true weirdness of deep-sea life begins. The trench is so dark and silent that it feels like another planet. It's one of the few places where light doesn't reach, and only the toughest creatures can survive. Creatures like the Mariana snailfish, which is basically a blob that thrives under pressure. Imagine being able to survive where the pressure would crush a submarine. Kind of like people during deadlines, but way squishier. These animals have evolved to be able to handle the immense pressure, and their bodies have become so soft and squishy to accommodate the crushing weight. And let's not forget the mouth of the abyss, where the pressure is so high, even the toughest equipment struggles to make it down. Still, scientists are determined to learn more. They've sent down submersibles, cameras, and all sorts of fancy technology to explore this remote world, and every dive uncovers something new. With each dive, new creatures are discovered, some of them so bizarre, they look like something out of a science fiction movie. Who knows what other strange and wonderful creatures lie in wait, hidden in the darkest corners of the Earth. Despite everything we've learned, the deep ocean remains one of Earth's greatest mysteries. It's a world where the rules are different, the creatures are weirder, and the possibilities are endless. Who knows what else is down there? Maybe a new species, maybe Atlantis, or maybe just another fish with way too many teeth. We've only scratched the surface, and it's already stranger than anything we could have imagined. The next time you're at the beach, remember, while you're splashing in the waves, a vampire squid could be chilling thousands of feet below. And it's probably judging you for leaving crumbs in the ocean. If you're lucky, you might get a wave from a giant squid as it swims by. But let's be real, if it did that, you'd probably never swim in the ocean again. So maybe just enjoy the view from the shore. If you enjoyed this dive into the weird and wonderful world of the deep sea, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. After all, someone has to keep an eye on what's lurking down there, and it might as well be us.